Hi friends, it's time for the pasta day. Pasta day. All right, so I'm a little bit early, which is weird for me because anybody who knows me knows I'm always late. A little nervous. First time doing this Facebook Live thing, so bear with me. We got 2 more minutes before we start this thing up, so we'll just do a little warm up here. Let me know if you're watching. Drop me a comment below. I want to see you participate today. I know everybody has flour in their pantry, right? Flour and maybe some eggs. Oh, hey, Laura. I know you got some flour, all right? You might have whole wheat flour. You might have just regular all-purpose flour. Where am I supposed to look on this thing? Am I looking in the right spot? Okay, so whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, semolina flour, all acceptable. Hey Lynn, hey Candace, hey Joyce. Oh my gosh, this is like a pasta party. This is awesome. Hey David, that's my husband. Hey. All right, so, oh, hey, Lynn. Okay, this is too exciting. So, let's start off the video like this. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Suzanne Dillingham. People call me Tiny Chef. I'm about 5 feet tall. Right now, 113 pounds. Got the quarantine 15 going on. But that's all right. So, started my business 13 years ago, did the math today, the Tiny Chef, and I started doing cooking classes and private parties and dinners in people's homes, and it's what I love to do. It's my passion. And it's been kind of a bummer for the past month not being able to go in people's homes and cook with them, so I'm really excited about having this opportunity to cook with you today. If you're just watching, that's cool. Maybe you'll watch the recording of it and try to do it later. But if you're going to cook with me, even better, because we're gonna have fun and make pasta. And I promise it's not gonna be too hard. You know, it's really easy to make. It's also easy to make little mistakes. So I'm going to walk you through like what you can do if it's too dry or what you can do if it's too wet, and when you can fix those problems and when you cannot fix those problems, and how not to make those mistakes. So without further ado, let's make some pasta. Oh wait, I made some pasta earlier. I just want to show you. Alright, so this is whole wheat flour pasta I made a little bit earlier today. This is whole wheat flour that I've never used before. It's not from Coldwater Creek Farm. Just want you to know to be careful when you're using a flour that you don't know like the protein level of, because it gets hard. It's like a rock. So what could have helped me here is maybe putting a little bit of all-purpose flour into this dough to make it a little bit more soft, a little softer, so it would be pliable when you know, trying to make that gluten chain and rolling it out. So that's probably a no-go. We'll see what we can figure out to do with that. This is a great pasta that I made earlier today with just all-purpose flour and eggs. So super simple, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil. And this is one I made for my friend Laura. Hey Laura, because she doesn't have any eggs right now. And she was like, can I make pasta without eggs? And I was like, you got water? She said yes. And so she made some pasta with water. So you can do that. Today we're just gonna make the dough, and tomorrow, after the dough is rested overnight in your refrigerator, because I don't want this to be too long. It gets boring. So tomorrow we'll roll it out. Do not worry if you don't have a pasta machine. You can have just one of those pasta machines, like a crank roller that you put up on your countertop. Or you might have one that attaches to your KitchenAid. Those are great. If you don't have that, I'm going to show you how you can roll it out without a pasta machine. So do not fret if you don't have that. Okay, Laura, give me that vegan pasta. I see you, girl. You're out of olive oil. It's all right. You can make it without olive oil. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, Joyce. All right, y'all ready? So, if you have a gram scale, who has a gram scale out there? Anybody? I think only drug dealers and pastry chefs have gram scales. But anyway, maybe Italians too, because they do everything in grams over there. But in case that you're not a drug dealer or a pastry chef or an Italian, and you don't have a gram scale, I'm going to show you how to use U.S. measurements, cups. So we'll do that. Mine does not have the right battery in it, so just going to not worry about that right now and do cups. This is the all-purpose flour, 1 cup, and roughly 3/4 of a cup, so 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to put it right onto your surface. Now let me rewind just a little bit because I got excited about the drug dealers and the scale there. So the reason I typically like to use the scale when I'm making pasta is because the recipe is really easy to remember. It's 100 grams of flour to every 1 egg. So 200 grams of flour, 2 eggs. 300 grams of flour, 3 eggs. 400, you get the idea, right? So Italians say that they like to think about like 75 grams of flour per person, okay? In our house, with David, who loves pasta, it's 100 grams per person for a serving. So if I'm making 200 grams of pasta, 200 grams of flour, 2 eggs, then that's going to be enough for the 2 of us to eat. And that typically leaves a little bit extra for the next day, but not much. Okay, so that's easy to remember. If you don't have a gram scale, then you can measure out 1 cup plus 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour right onto the surface of wherever you want to make the pasta, okay? So I put it right here on my countertop. That's where I like to do it. Take off your rings if you're wearing rings. This is a great time to do that. You can also freeze it right. You can freeze this dough. Yes, you can. Thank you, Lynn, for your question. All right, sorry if I'm missing your questions. I will go back through afterwards if I miss them while I'm talking. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 eggs for 1 cup and 3/4 cup. 1 3/4 cup, that's hard to say, of flour right here. 2 eggs. All right, so let's talk about that. I got my eggs from Windy Hill Farm, plugging them because I love them. Been working with them for over 10 years now, so they're one of my favorite farms around the Charlotte area. Shout out, hey Dana, hey Charlie. So these eggs are 2 different sizes. So when a chef says use 2 eggs, it's like, well, wait, what size? Okay, if you have a gram scale, you can measure that out. If you don't, okay, so your pasta might end up being a little bit drier or a little bit, it might have more moisture in it, and then you might have to fix it. So I'm gonna really need you to like focus on the dough, use your senses, use your eyes, just trust your gut, okay? So I'm gonna use these 2 different sizes and we'll see what we get. Take the 2 eggs, make a little well in the center, okay? You're gonna take the 2 eggs, put them in the center, don't crack them yet. Hey Robbie, I'll sing you a song. This is the pasta workout. Woo, woo. Okay, so we got our eggs in the middle, and we're gonna do-si-do, okay? You're gonna take those eggs, you're gonna say round and do-si-do, and do-si-do, and round you go and do-si-do. All right, why are we do-si-doing? Because you need to have enough space for your eggs to whisk around when you're mixing it in. It'll make sense in a minute. Sometimes people, oh, that was Huckleberry, he's confused. I have 3 dogs, so just be aware. We're gonna crack the eggs into the center now. Okay. Easy peasy. At this stage, if you want to get fancy, for you people out there who are not beginners, this is for the intermediate, advanced people who like to get crazy. Okay, for you people who like to get crazy, you want to make squid ink pasta. You want to make, sorry, Laura, you're making me laugh. You want to make squid ink pasta. You want to make, ooh, chocolate pasta. Maybe we should do a cooking class on that. Chocolate pasta. You're going to put your cocoa powder in here, or you're going to put your beet puree here to make pink pasta, or you're going to put your squid ink in the well right now. You're going to do that right now if you've got it. Obviously, if you're using squid ink or something wet, it's going to add moisture, so you might need a little more flour. So you're going to need to pay attention to your dough as you're kneading it. And, all right, so we're not making fancy pasta today. This is a 101, right? Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of salt, a little pinch, pink. A little bit of olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, Joyce, it's cool. You can do without those two. It's just the Italian way. Don't want to piss off any Italians. All right. And we'll start to whisk. All right, so I like to do it vigorously. I feel like the slower you go, the more chances you have to break the fortress walls of your castle. This is like your castle. This is your fortress. Those walls are strong, right? If you feel like you're gonna break that wall, put your hand there to reinforce the side of it, okay? So see how fast I'm going? You're just gonna quickly whisk in the flour. Okay, what happens if it breaks? I'm gonna break it so you can see what to do. Oh no, it's broken. Just bring it back in, pull some flour from the other side, put your hand on it and keep going. All right? Don't break your well. Who's whisking? Anybody whisking? All right. So we're gonna do this until we get a nice paste, and then we can start to knead. So this is a little bit of a workout for your arm, you know? You can switch it up. Hey Tyler. What's up, cuz? I'm so glad you guys have come here to make pasta with me today. All right, so anybody out there have any questions for me? Hey, Brent. No questions. All right, that's cool. You guys are pros. All right, can you guys see what's going on? I'm starting to get a paste. Hey, Lori. How much ink? So maybe like a couple of teaspoons in this recipe. So, you know, a cup and 3/4 flour, maybe 2 teaspoons. You don't need very much. All right, so I've got a paste now that's not really letting me whisk it anymore. So that's your sign that it's time to start kind of bringing the walls in with your hands. If you have a pastry scraper, you can use it. If not, you can just use a fork. Just kind of bring it in. This is not like a cake batter or bread. You can't really overwork it, okay? So don't worry about being rough with it. You got to get in there. Get in there. All right, so you're going to start to kind of bring it in like this. You may need all the flour there. You may not need it all. So kind of keep a little bit of flour on the outside in case you need it. And when I used to teach kids, we used to have a little mantra when we were making pasta, and I would have them repeat it over and over and over again. Turn, pull up, push forward and down, turn, pull up, push forward and down. We're gonna turn, pull up, push forward and down, turn, pull up, push forward and down. If it starts sticking to your hands, just grab some flour, flour your hands up. Each time, you're gonna press the part at the front into the center, down and forward, okay? You want to get all of that flour. How much ink? Oh, that's Lynn's question. Sorry. Hey, Steve. I'm using all-purpose flour right now. All-purpose flour and egg. So I've got a cup and 3/4 of all-purpose flour and 2 eggs. A little pinch of salt and a little bit of olive oil. Good to see you, Steve. Steve is a singer extraordinaire, guitar player, musician. All right, so we're turning, we're pulling up, we're pushing forward and down. You're like, dang, this is an arm workout. Yes, it is. Quarantine workout. All right. So again, this is enough pasta to feed 2 to 4 people. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but that's kind of like the beauty of it, isn't it? That you have very few ingredients, not very expensive, and you can make a big meal out of it. So how many of you out there have been to Italy? Thanks. Just waiting on those answers to scroll on in as I need. Well, I tried to count today how many times I've been to Italy. Oh, Lynn's been to Italy. Okay, Steve, you got your KitchenAid for tomorrow. You can use that to roll it out. I tried to count today how many times I've been to Italy, and it's over 20 for sure. So I kind of have an obsession, love affair with Italy, and pasta is one of my favorite things to make. I think if I had to choose something to make for the rest of my life, it would be pasta. It's one of those things that, like, every time it's a little bit different. Like, mine is feeling a little bit sticky, so I need to add. See, when it sticks like this, you need more flour. So I'm going to bring in more flour. Every time it's a little bit different, just like life, right? You just kind of need to roll with it. Every day is a little bit different. Different challenges. Just work it out. Hope you guys are getting a nice workout out there. All right. Whew, I think I need a sip of wine. All right. Hey, Sharon. So yeah, Sharon, I taught you how to make pasta at your house. That's awesome. Now we're cooking together again. So fun. All right. I like to take the pasta dough and kind of crimp in the outer parts and push it into the center. Like that. Just to kind of expose the center part, because sometimes you can think that it's done, but then it's really too wet on the inside, and then you need to add more flour, which you can always fix tomorrow. I'll show you how to do it. But it's easier to fix right now. Is anybody's dough too dry? If it's too dry, you can add a little bit of water to it. Okay? Hey, thanks, Davey. Hey, Trey. All right, so look, this is a really nice texture. Kind of spongy. Can you see? Nice. All right, it's gonna change over time. I made this probably 30 minutes ago. It's the same recipe, same flour, same eggs, but it's gonna become more elastic the longer it rests. So it's really important that you let your dough for pasta rest at least 30 minutes. maximum 3 days in the refrigerator, wrapped up tightly in plastic wrap. Why do I say tightly in plastic wrap? Because it's dry in your refrigerator typically. So if your pasta gets too dry, then you won't be able to roll it out. So you need to put flour on the outside, like that. Wrap it in plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator. We're gonna leave it in there overnight, and tomorrow we're gonna meet at 4 o'clock and we're gonna roll it out together. What? Oh, ciao, Bettina. We made pasta together in Italy, in the Marche region, where I used to live. Hey, Bettina. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you can also freeze this. You can freeze it for 3 months. Are there any questions about what we did? That was pretty easy, right? I mean, come on. You can do it. This dough, I just want to walk you through that really quickly in case you didn't have any eggs. What Laura and I did earlier is we just got a bowl, put the cup of flour or however much flour you have into the bowl, and you slowly add in the water until you get to the right consistency. It doesn't take as long as it does with the eggs, and you don't need very much. It's the same thing, but I just like to do it in a bowl because it's a little bit messier. The egg stays together, the water scatters everywhere. So this is the same thing, okay, just with water. You can also use semolina flour, same thing. So tomorrow, again, 4 o'clock, Facebook Live, I'm gonna roll it out. If you don't have a pasta machine, electric or not, do not worry. We are going to roll it out with our hands or a rolling pin. So I think we'll probably make something called pici or gnocchetti sardi. It's like a little gnocchi. Is it gnocco if it's singular? And they're really tasty. So tonight, I want you to get on your sauces. You can make a pesto, you can make just a basic tomato sauce, you can make a bolognese, whatever kind of sauce you want to put with your pasta tomorrow. And we'll roll it out and make our shapes. Sound good? Anybody have any questions? Did I forget anything? Tomorrow is the hard part. Tomorrow is the hard part. I didn't want to stress you out today with all that. Puttanesca! Yeah. That's great. Thanks, Mary. Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Well, thank you guys so much for making pasta dough with me. I hope you'll come back tomorrow and watch again and cook with me. Roll out some pasta. We'll have fun. It's Friday night, right? Time to party. Party. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, how do I turn this thing off? Ooh. Love you guys.